So I just wanted to make a quick video about this to document it for all the Volvo people, because I could not find a single video or tutorial on how to do this job in its entirety on this car. So I had to replace my hood release cable on my 2005 Volvo V70R. I saw videos, not videos, but I saw a forum tutorial on how to do one on a P80 car, which is 98 to 2000 SV or C70. So I wanted to document my own video because I had to find out myself just how ridiculous it is just to do a hood release cable on this car. Now here is my old cable. It broke right at the handle, if you can see that. So I had to replace my entire cable. And the part itself was only about 40 bucks from FCP Euro. The problem is, to install it, first of all, you have to take off the front bumper. So I had to take the front bumper off. That's not too bad. There's a couple of 10mm bolts up on the inside on that plastic shroud, and then you take off the trim pieces on the bumper, and there are, I believe, two 12mm bolts that hold the bumper onto the brace itself. And then you also have to take the headlights out, which is two 10mm bolts here, a 10mm bolt up inside of here, and you also have to take the two T25s out of this cover here, and there's a 10mm bolt there as well. So after I took that off, I then realized that I had to take off this entire fan shroud. I guess you could call it a fan shroud. It's like a support. There's a bunch of bolts that run in it, and then there's two, I believe, they're all 10mm, and then there's a 10mm bolt there and a 10mm bolt here. Let me get a light so you can see that. So as you can see, there's a 10mm there and a 10mm in the same spot on the other side. Once you get that off, and the headlights are loosened out and everything, you can then pull on this entire support piece and it will wiggle its way out, and then you can see there's your hood latch cable right there. So yes, you do have to take this entire thing off just to get to this properly to replace the whole cable. And another really tedious thing, so you have to come inside the car here. First I had to take off this knee bolster cover right in here, and then way up in there, past all the wiring harnesses and whatnot. You probably can't see it, but so basically the throttle or the hood release cable runs up, and you have to follow where it runs up, and it runs up into a little rubber grommet, and you have to take the new cable, hood end first, and feed it up through where it goes behind the wiring harnesses and into that little grommet, and then there's a pretty small hole you have to poke through, so you got to give it a little bit of force until it goes into the engine bay, and then it runs way down here behind the fuse box. Let me see if I can see where it was running to. Yeah, so it's like way down there. Can't really see it on camera, but it'll run underneath the fuse box, and then it runs down here underneath the little cover right here. I had to pull this little cover off, and then it runs up behind where the headlight goes, and then up into this shroud piece, and then it runs to this first latch here. You have to make sure you get all the cables in the right places and everything, and then of course it runs, the other length of the cable runs down this way to the other latch, and then it hooks on right there, as you can see. So I just wanted to make this quick video to illustrate how much of a bear it is just to do a hood release cable on this car. So if you are a P2 owner and you need to replace the entire cable and you have no insight on how to do it, I had to do this all by learning along the way. So if there's anybody out there who has to replace the cable, this video is for you. And that's about it. Pretty tedious, but I think now that I've done it once, it will probably be a lot easier to do in the future just because I know exactly what I need to do now. So that is about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck doing yours.